Okay. Hi, my name's Alicia and I've been participating in Alpha. So what brought me to signing up for Alpha was Jason, my husband, and I were new to the church, and we kept hearing about Alpha from the pastors. As we, I guess, became more comfortable with coming to Bridgerton, we decided that that was our next step on our faith journey to enroll in Alpha and see what it was all about, because we did have questions around faith. I know I had my own, so just how we ended up here at Alpha.
My name's Jason and I've been participating in Alpha. I'd been attending a number of services here at Bridgeman Baptist Church, and throughout each of the Sunday sessions, Alpha often kept coming up, and I wasn't too sure about it. I wasn't quite sure about church, really, and the whole religious side of things. So I made some time to touch base in with a couple of the pastors, and I asked about Alpha and what it was all about, and had a lot of questions. And their simple response was, maybe you should do Alpha and work that out for yourself. So I had a conversation with my wife, Alicia, and we both decided that it'd be really good to do the Alpha course and go from there.
So initially, I did have some hesitations insofar as I was thinking, well, I'm familiar with Jesus and God and Christianity, but maybe not so familiar with the Bible as such. So a hesitation for me was that, I'd turn up and I'd be with other people that were, I guess, further along on their faith journey, who knew, more about Christianity. Maybe I'd be sort of sitting there thinking, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So that was the hesitation, but I think after our first session, it was definitely the way it was set out really was so inclusive.
Well, on the first Sunday afternoon, I was quite nervous. I wasn't sure what to expect or what it was all going to be about. But when we arrived, there were people to greet us and welcome us to the afternoon. And we walked inside and there was a lovely banquet of food and some tables all set out. So it really softened the experience. And I guess some of the nervousness came from, I know I had a lot of questions. I didn't know whether those questions were going to be answered. I didn't know what the conversation was going to be about. We split ourselves up into little groups and listened to the first video and presented a couple of questions. And then the nerves started to dissolve away as we got into the group conversations, and you worked out pretty quickly that you weren't alone on your individual journey, and everyone sitting at the table had different experiences throughout their life, and they were all there for different reasons, and that became quite apparent quite quickly and made it much more comfortable to get involved in conversation and talk about different things.
I guess for me, it put a lot of things, like I've always believed in God and Jesus, and I guess it put a lot of things into context.
The big takeaway for me was it has been understanding more about Christianity, understanding where the Bible sits in Christianity and Scripture, and being able to have authentic and honest conversations with other people about core elements of Christianity. And one of the big ones for me that I've taken away from it all is that God is always there talking to you. The question is, are you listening? And that's been a real big takeaway for me.